Welcome along to 101 Part-Time Jobs. Every single one of our episodes is available ad-free at our Patreon, patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. I know that there are all these messages trying to sell you things that you may or may not want. So for £4 a month, that's around $5.50 US, you can get over 450 of our episodes and every single one in the future, featuring all the brilliant guests that we have week in, week out, completely ad-free. You can head to patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs, get all your episodes bother free, and you support us directly. Cheers. Jobs!
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive, a leader in boat insurance. Welcome aboard to Carefree Boating. Here, we don't worry about the what-ifs, because we explore with Progressive Boat Insurance for as little as $100 per year for a basic liability policy. Progressive also offers a variety of other coverages and can help you cover repair costs when you need it. And with discounts like multi-policy, safety courses, responsible driver, and more, your mind can really float free. Cruise on over to Progressive.com to get a quote today and see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Rate and discounts not available in all states or situations.
I was working there and I was like, this place is really weird. The old man comes to me and he says, like, do you want to have a cup of tea with me? And I was like, yeah. And then he brought out this picture frame and it had this like beautiful scarab beetle. And he said, like, this came from one of my ancestors. My grandfather was one of the men who dug up Tutankhamun's tomb, and this scarab beetle came from the chest of one of the sarcophaguses. No, thank you. And I never went back there again. That was my last shift because I think I'm a bit superstitious. And I felt like that was the whole reason that this place was cursed, was because of that scarab beetle.
If you get the willies, you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Don't trust your gut.
What do you think you've been able to do to keep playing music? I think by the time, you're of that age of like moving out, or like, if you can go to uni, you go to uni and like borrow money to pay rent. And then past that, I often wonder like how do people get away with it? How do people play music in Britain? Because it's not really like Germany or France or other countries where there's help. What's been like key for you lot in of just being able to do it?
I guess it's just like a crazy mixture of like part-time jobs, universal credit, finding weird solutions to like housing, like, can I live in my friend's cupboard?
Yeah, no, it's a real struggle because like you were saying about how much work goes into being in a band, it's like you give so much to that it's really hard to work a job at the same time, especially when you're going off and playing loads of shows and doing all of that kind of stuff, but also doing all of the stuff that goes around that as well. It's like working a full-time job and then you work like another part-time job on top of it and live in a cupboard, and it's like it's a struggle. But yeah, that's what kind of like every band is doing.
Yeah. I think it's important to say, like, you can say like this is shite, but also there's a reason why you do it. Those two things can coexist. Yeah. I think it's important to actually to be like, do you know what, this is hard, but also you're doing it for a reason because you want it.
Yeah, we are choosing to live like this, and we are choosing to spend like this portion of our lives like this. So it is really hard, but it's a choice. So we could always stop.
Yeah, and get like a job in the American Express office or something and get a but we're not. We want to do what we're doing. So it's what you have to do. There's always sacrifices, I guess.
How do you think you'll look back on this time? Because the debut record, like the first album, that's always going to be quite meaningful. How do you think you'll look back on this time gearing up to The New Eve is Rising?
I'm just so proud of us and everything that we've just been like, we've been working as like this team, like a family for years now, and we've done so much with so, I don't know, it's just so nice when you grow something yourself and then you start to see it flourish. And it's also really, it's such like a beautiful time. It's so like pure still, because it's not really been like, it's not had any feedback or like wider public kind of criticism or anything. It's like, it's just like, it's in its like pure form right now.
Yeah.
What you said there about how cool it is to make something, or to have the idea of something first and then do something about it, and then it's a thing. That's fucking cool. Yeah, I don't mind like sounding earnest with that stuff. Like, it's true. Like, that's fucking rad.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of one of the only things you can do is just like do things. You can't decide whether something's going to be like good or bad. I don't know, like the main thing in kind of all creative work, or I don't know if work's the right word for it, but you know, the main thing is just doing it, I think, because a lot of people have like great ideas and stuff, but if you never actually do it, and it's really hard sometimes to actually realize things. I think we just always want to try new things, and we've got so many ideas all the time. That's why we end up with so much work for ourselves, because we just want to do so many things. But there's nothing that is kind of out of bounds, really. And I think there's something about getting one record ready and going from that idea to completion. It's like you get this feeling of like, kind of, we could do anything, really. We could just like, we managed to do this, so like surely we can do anything.
101.
We have like some really beautiful connections through this music, and there's like a lot of people that have been coming right from the start, and it was very much a word of mouth project for like really up until like a year ago. Still, it was people just came to the shows because they heard someone else talking about a show, and so we've met some really amazing people. And it's kind of like because of them as well that we carry on when it's hard. It's like we know that it means something to like one person at least.
I mean, it'd definitely be different if it was just us in a room and nobody ever listened to it. Like we wouldn't have got where we are.
Community.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that you introduced me to the word astrolabe. Astrolabe?
I think it's astrolabe, but Violet says astrolabe in the song because she's using it as a name for someone. She's
it's
made
artistic
up.
license, isn't it?
She can actually speak French as well, so it's a little bit.
She knows how to say it properly. She just chooses to not say it properly.
And I looked it up, and it is like kind of a compass that also tells you a few other important things as well.
Yeah.
If you wish them to be important.
Astronomical instrument.
I can't remember everything about it, but it's kind of like a map of the stars, right?
Maybe I'm reading into this, but maybe it's a bit of a metaphor for like the wider record and the wider thing of the New Eves. Is like there's something here that is very tangible, and it's almost kind of rural and like maybe like antiquated or even old, but there's something still to discover there. There's like something to be found in that.
All of our work is kind of inspired by us discovering things, and so that's kind of what you hear. It's like everything that we make is just something that we were interested in, or we were learning about, or we, you know, a lot of it is about like feeling really in your body, and it's a bit of like a nerd's project.
Yeah, we're all massive nerds.
Good stuff. I think like now it's so easy to be kind of ignorant and be like, well, I don't know anything, so I'm just not going to try and find out about anything. But it's fun to like try and to find out. You know, it's good to be a bit green and be like, I don't know what I'm going to learn today. And
yeah, we love learning things.
Yeah.
101 part-time jobs. We mentioned, everyone knows by this point, the sort of the velvet curtain is no longer there that it used to be like even 10 years ago, where it's like, no, I just play in this band, I don't do anything else, I'm a rock star day in, day out. It's like no bands are really like that. Even the ones who are sort of halfway up the big festival bills.
Yeah.
You know, and the people playing the big festival bills are the ones sort of they're probably paying for out their pocket and they're making it back. Like there's the economy of music is a lot more transparent than it is now, more than ever. I've got a list. You have to excuse me for looking at my phone while doing this, but I got sent a really good list of jobs that you've done, and I guess I'll start from like the most ridiculous sounding one, which is being a caretaker for a cursed man who was the grandchild of somebody who dug up Tutankhamun.
Yeah.
I think we should start with that one.
Yeah, let's start there. Why not? So that was me. Basically, there's this like kind of old couple. They live near Brighton, and they sort of worked out that they could employ artists to sort of take care of their house and their matters and stuff much cheaper than actually employing like an assistant or something, you know. I don't want to say a servant, but
cheap labor.
And for a while it was like a lot of our friends, it's like whenever anyone got desperate, you would start picking up shifts at this house. And that happened to me. I was working in a school and I quit, and I got a bit desperate and I went there, and it was just the most insane job that I've ever had, because they were asking me to do ridiculous things like paint the outside of the house in the rain and like paint these stairs in the rain, and it was just going against all of my values of like wanting to do things properly and well, but they were determined that that's what I had to do.
Because if you painted the house in the rain and the colours are going to run, it's not going to be a good job.
And then I had to paint it again next week, which is what I had to do, and then paint it again, you know. And they were kind of, everything seemed very strange there. They were like stuck in some kind of time loop, and like we had to make a gravel driveway for them. They have a really long driveway and they had all these ton bags of gravel, and they just gave us buckets and spades. And me and Thomas made them this whole driveway over several days. And yeah, I stopped working there really suddenly because I had been I was inside the house painting the radiators whilst the radiators were on.
It was just painting lots of things in bad conditions.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes it was like if there wasn't anything to do, they would just be like, "Oh, just paint the table." Like,
so where does the Tutankhamun?
Well,
so they were the relatives of.
Basically, I was working there, and I was like, "This place is really weird. I don't really know what's going on here, but it's got a very weird vibe." And then one day, the old man comes to me and he says like, "Do you want to have a cup of tea with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he brought out this picture frame, and it had this like beautiful scarab beetle in this frame, and he said like, "This came from one of my ancestors. My grandfather was one of the men who dug up Tutankhamun's tomb, and this scarab beetle came from the chest of one of the sarcophaguses." And I was just like, he was holding it out to me and he was like, "Do you want to hold it?" And I was just like, no, thank you. And I never went back there again. That was my last shift, because I think I'm a bit superstitious. And I felt like that was the whole reason that this place was cursed, was because of that scarab beetle.
It's bad omen.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I think if you get the willies, you got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Don't trust your gut.
Big time.
Never went back. Hope they're doing okay, but I hope they give back the scarab beetle.
This isn't like unusual for us.
Yeah.
I guess it's like a lot of people then give up and be like, you know, I've got to just work a job in an office and give up the music. But what we did instead was give up the jobs and just try and make things work, because that
is the sad thing about it. You know, I think from a base layer, the world would be a better place if there was more music. So if more people play music and release music, the world would be a better place. And the other thing is, it is an industry that's built off people working either for free or for very little. I wonder, where do you see yourself in all of that? Do you try and protect your independence by owning all your own rights and licenses? Or do you work with labels and understand that you can't do everything yourself, but try and be the smartest you can about it? Because you want to be sustainable. You want to keep on doing it. You've already made this much sacrifice.
Yeah, I think it's more the second option. We're very independent, and we really like to be in control of everything. But it has been really amazing for us to start spreading the workload over more people than just us, because it was getting way too much, and it I don't know, it's really difficult, because it's we're really lucky to be in this position where we could have done all of this work for free and build this thing and actually have a good crack at doing this and just get to play so much music with people, and we just feel so blessed about that. But at the same time, there's been this whole weird complex where we've just been pushing and pushing and pushing, and when you work for free, there's no cap on the amount of hours that you do. And then when that starts to transition, and actually it does start to turn into more of a job, which is kind of where we are at the moment, it's really hard to work out where you put your boundaries. Am I allowed to say that I get 2 days off a week? Am I you have to be the one to decide everything? And we're kind of right now, we're in that process of okay, we need to stay alive.
Yeah. You want to keep on doing it.
The artists aren't the ones making the money really, and there's all of the, it's just a very kind of any industry, it's a very capitalist thing. So
we're already well and truly in the capitalist. We're not coming out of that.
Yeah,
world,
so it's hard to navigate that. You have to put aside your kind of creative mind and be a business person, which is obviously not our what we want to be doing. But if you don't do that, you get taken advantage of, and so you have to. Yeah, we've learnt a lot because we've had to. But it is getting better.
And you take that with you. It's quite obvious, but all these things, you learn lessons by trying it, right? And getting it right or getting it wrong, and you learn that lesson.
No shame in making mistakes.
Absolutely not.
We just keep trying to keep in the center that we're doing this because we love playing with each other and we love creating with each other, and that's what we're pursuing. And as long as we keep that in the our vision,
that's the thing.
Okay,
that's the magic.
It's really magical, and it's yeah.
Good stuff. Just to end with, I think working a lot of those various precarious jobs entails or sort of ends in moderate disaster sometimes, especially if you just don't care and you're working behind the cash till and you just end up fucking it up. I've done that plenty of times, working at the pub and just fucking it up, or worked as a labourer, almost chopped off my finger a couple of times. Just bad things happen in those precarious situations. Have you got any memories? I'm putting you on the spot here a little bit, but have you got any memories of big fuck ups at work?
Any from the zoo, Ella?
Let any animals out? Any elephants stampeding through the lanes?
I don't know if there was any. I don't know if I fucked up at the zoo. I feel like the zoo fucked up.
We can say that.
It wasn't actually. I worked in a theme park inside a zoo. It was terrible.
Dangerous.
That was this year. It was. Yeah.
Already this year. We're halfway through this a part-time job in 2025 has been and gone already.
Yeah.
But I have been fired before from a pub.
Brilliant. We welcome these stories.
Yeah, that was actually, it was when I was very young, and I think at the time I had been partying a bit, and
as you should.
I hadn't turned up, and just general shit behavior. I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
But I also have done I don't know. Yeah, another pub I did spill a whole bowl of tomato soup over a woman's white linen suit. That one was bad.
How did you respond?
I just froze for ages, and then I was laughing because I got really nervous, but I was saying sorry profusely, and I tried to help her and stuff, but she was very upset, understandably.
So how did it end?
Oh, I don't know. She went home sad, tomato stained. I got a stern word from my boss.
And did you get fired for that?
No, that was a different job. When I got fired, that was purely from me not turning up. Yeah,
I guess for me, like band related reasons that I've been bad at work is like coming home from festivals and stuff and just getting ill. So taking time off work for festivals and then taking time off for being ill. Usually everything's okay in the end. Is what we've learned so far.
I think it has to be.
We've got this far. We're still here, so
big time.
It was all right, really.
So excited about the record. So excited about the album. What's one thing you wanna do with it? It could be a festival you want to play, or a place you want to play, or maybe it's just like a feeling. But what is something with the New Eve is Rising that you want to look back on and be like, yes, we wanted to do that and we did it?
I think just releasing the album was such a. As soon as we started playing together, we like started writing this album, and we were just like, "That's what we're gonna do." And
because this is there's no EP. It was like it's all on the album, isn't it?
Yeah. So there was no music online. That
great.
Just we're so excited for writing at the moment, and also maybe. I don't know. I would love it if we could go and play in Eastern Europe.
It kind of feels like all the crazy things that we would hope for with this album have kind of been happening as we've been making it, because they're songs we've been playing for a long time, and we're just excited to get that out, because that's kind of the beginning of the next chapter, and we don't know what's going to happen, but that's really exciting, and we're really looking forward to it. Big time. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon. Good lunchtime.
Cheers for watching. This is 101 Part-Time Jobs. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and all podcast apps. We've done interviews with Aurora, Kneecap, Idols, Lauren Maybury of Churches, and loads more. So tap into 101 Part-Time Jobs on Spotify, Apple, and all podcast apps.